Can you dive into the geology on why exactly and how exactly the Carlsbad Caverns exist?
Yeah, so to start, you have to go back about 265 million years ago when this was all an inland sea. And so think kind of like the Mediterranean, but closed off. There's no exit to the ocean. And then after that, the sea had a reef in it. And this was before corals, so don't think of a coral reef. Think of like sponges and algae, stuff like that. Eventually, the water dried up. The sea disappeared. The algae turned into rock, which is the limestone that you could see all around us. And then after about 50 million years ago, that area uplifted with tectonic plate movement, and small cracks formed in this area that you see around you. And then in those cracks, the interaction of petroleum, bacteria, the water table, and heat created sulfuric acid. And that sulfuric acid started carving out these gigantic chambers that are below us right now. If you go to a different cave, a lot of caves are formed by rivers, and that's carbonic acid, which is in most waters. It's also in your sodas. If you drink a soda or sparkling water, it's not really going to affect you too much. It might hurt your teeth a little bit, but you'll be fine. If you drink sulfuric acid, that's not what you want. It's the same stuff that's in your car battery, so it'll end very badly. So that sulfuric acid carved out these really big chambers really quickly that you see. It took about 8 to 6 million years to carve out those chambers, depending on which cave in the area you're in and which part of the cave you're in. And then after that, a lot of formations started forming. So that's 8 million years of dripping water, and that was formed by carbonic acid.
One of the main differences between how this cave formed and other caves formed from water is the sulfuric acid rose, correct, and created the rooms from the ground up rather than the top down.
Yeah. So one of the cool things about the sulfuric acid caves, there's only about 5% of caves in the world are created by sulfuric acid, is that they don't need an entrance. So when you're walking around up here, you sometimes see a hole in the ground that is a cave. There's a really large one right over there. But there's also a lot of ones that could be underground that you never know because they don't open up to the surface. And over time, entrances will collapse and we'll be able to enter them. But there could be thousands more caves in these hills that we just don't know about.
Why was this the perfect environment for the sulfuric acid to rise and create these giant rooms?
So you need a few things. First, you need petroleum, and you need bacteria. The bacteria is going to eat the petroleum. And when you drove here, you may have noticed all the oil wells out there. It's because there's a lot of petroleum in this area. So we needed that. We needed the bacteria. We also needed the uplift to keep the water table going down, because the bacteria was right on the water table interacting with petroleum as well. If we didn't have those three things, then we would not have the sulfuric acid caves.